What if I told you that the way you feel about yourself right now is a lie you were taught to believe? Not by a bad person, not on purpose, but somewhere along the way, someone taught you that you are only as good as what you do. Your grades, your job, your body. How many people like your photo? And here's the scary part. You built your whole house on that lie. Every wall, every room, every door. And now, when one person doesn't clap for you, the whole house shakes. Today, I'm going to show you how to tear that house down and build a new one. One that doesn't shake when someone says no to you. One that doesn't need a stranger's approval to feel steady. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see yourself completely differently. Let's talk about two words people mix up all the time: self-esteem and self-worth. They sound the same. They are not the same. Self-esteem is like a report card. It goes up when you win. It goes down when you lose. It's tied to what you do. Self-worth is different. Self-worth is like your name. It doesn't change no matter what happens. You don't earn it. You don't lose it. It was always yours. Here's a simple way to picture it. Imagine a cup. Self-esteem is the water level in the cup. Some days it's full, some days it's almost empty, depending on how your day went. Self-worth is the cup itself. It's still a cup whether it has water in it or not. It's still valuable, still whole, still yours. Most of us have been living like we are the water. We forgot we are the cup. Now here's where it gets real. If nobody teaches you that you are the cup, you go looking for water everywhere. From your boss, from your partner, from strangers on the internet. You perform. You please, you shrink yourself, you say yes when you want to say no, all so someone will fill your cup for you. And it works. For about 5 minutes. Then the compliment fades, the likes stop coming in, the praise wears off, and you're right back to feeling empty. So you go looking again, and again, and again. This is what seeking external validation actually is. It's trying to fill a cup that isn't even empty. It was never empty. You just couldn't see the water that was already there. I want to be honest with you. I lived like this for years. I was the person who only felt okay about herself when someone else said I did a good job. If no one noticed me, in my head, that meant I didn't matter. I remember refreshing a post I made over and over, watching the little number go up, and feeling my whole mood rise and fall with it, like I had handed a stranger the keys to my own happiness and just hoped they'd drive carefully. Can you imagine that? Handing the remote control of your own happiness to every single person you meet? That's exhausting. That's not living. That's performing. And the worst part is, the show never ends, because there's always a new audience waiting to be pleased. Here's the part that changed everything for me. I used to think, if I just become successful enough, pretty enough, smart enough, then I'll finally feel worthy. But here's the twist nobody tells you. You don't build self-worth by becoming more. You build self-worth by needing less. Read that again in your head. It's not about adding trophies to your shelf. It's about realizing you were never a trophy case in the first place. You are not a shelf waiting to be filled. You are already whole, standing in the room, before a single trophy ever shows up. Once that clicked for me, I stopped chasing and started building. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today. 4 simple steps. Stick around till the end, because the last one is the one most people skip, and it's actually the most important one. Step 1 is what I call the mirror step. This means learning to look at all of you, the good parts and the messy parts, without running away from either one. Here's the thing. We only chase outside approval for the parts of ourselves we haven't accepted yet. If someone calls you lazy and it makes you want to scream, that's usually a sign that some tiny part of you is scared it might be true. But if someone calls you tall and you have brown hair, it doesn't bother you at all, because you already know it and you already accepted it. Think about a kid who gets teased for wearing glasses. If that kid already loves how they look in their glasses, the teasing just bounces right off, like water off a raincoat. But if that kid secretly feels embarrassed about the glasses, the teasing cuts deep. Same words, 2 totally different reactions. The difference isn't the words, it's whether the truth had already been accepted before it arrived. So, here's your homework. Next time someone says something about you that stings, don't fight it right away. Just pause and quietly ask yourself, is there a small piece of truth in this? You don't have to agree with the whole thing, just get curious. When you can look at your flaws the same calm way you look at your hair color, something amazing happens. Nobody can use those flaws against you anymore, because you already made peace with them first. Criticism stops being a weapon and starts being just information. Step 2 is trust, but not trust in other people. Trust in yourself. Think about a friend who always cancels plans on you. After a while, you stop believing them when they say, I promise I'll be there. Now think about how you treat yourself. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, I'll rest this weekend, I'll speak up next time, and then you didn't? Every time you break a promise to yourself, a tiny part of you stops trusting you. And that missing trust is exactly why you run to other people, to feel secure. You don't feel safe inside your own word, so you borrow safety from someone else's opinion. It's like living in a house with a shaky foundation, so you keep leaning on the neighbor's wall just to stay standing. The fix is small, and it's simple. Don't try to change your whole life in one day. Pick one tiny promise. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Maybe it's going for a 5-minute walk. Keep that one small promise every single day. Your brain doesn't care how big the promise is. It only cares that you kept it. I actually tested this on myself. I picked something laughably small, making my bed every morning. Nothing life-changing about a made bed. But every single day, I kept that one tiny promise. Something in me quietly shifted. I started believing, if I said I'd do it, I actually do it. And that belief slowly spread into bigger areas of my life too. Do this enough times and something inside you starts to whisper, "I've got me." And that whisper is louder than 100 compliments from strangers. Step 3 is getting a little uncomfortable on purpose. Self-worth doesn't grow while you're sitting safely inside your comfort zone. It grows the moment you do something you weren't sure you could do, and you survive it anyway. Think about a kid learning to ride a bike. They fall, they get back up, they fall again. But every time they get back up, something inside them grows a little stronger, a little braver. That's not about the bike. That's about proving to themselves, I can handle hard things. So find your version of the bike. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it's going to an event alone. Maybe it's finally trying the thing you've been too scared to start. It doesn't need to be huge. It just needs to stretch you a little. I used to feel my hands shake before speaking in front of a group. My chest would get tight, my mouth would go dry, and every part of me wanted to run. But every single time I did it anyway, and lived to tell the story, I collected a tiny piece of proof. Not proof that I wasn't scared. Proof that being scared didn't stop me. And over time, that pile of proof got so tall that fear stopped feeling like a stop sign and started feeling more like a doorbell. Every single time you do the scary thing and make it through, you collect proof. Real proof. Not empty compliments, but actual evidence that you are capable. And that proof becomes something no one can ever take away from you, because you earned it yourself. Now here's the step almost everyone skips, and it might be the most important one of all. Imagine you baked a cake and brought it to a party. Some people love it. Some people think it's just okay. One person doesn't even like cake at all and barely touches it. Does that mean the cake is bad? No. It means people have different taste buds. That's it. That's the whole lesson. You are the cake. Some people are going to love you. Some people will feel neutral about you. And some people just won't be your flavor. And that has nothing to do with your worth. Here's the important part. What people think of you is not your job. It was never your job. Your job is baking the cake with care, being honest, being kind, showing up as your real self. How people react to that cake belongs to them, not to you. I used to spend hours replaying a conversation, trying to figure out what one person meant by a certain look on their face, or why they seemed a little cold. I was basically doing detective work on someone else's mood, using up my own energy, trying to solve a puzzle that was never mine to solve in the first place. The moment I learned to hand that puzzle back to its owner, I felt lighter, like I'd been carrying a backpack full of bricks that were never mine to carry. Once you truly understand this, something incredible happens. You stop shrinking yourself to be liked. You stop saying yes when you mean no. And ironically, that's when people are drawn to you the most, because real is so much more attractive than perfect. So let's put it all together. Look in the mirror and accept what you see, the good and the messy. Keep small promises to yourself so you learn to trust your own word. Do the scary thing so you collect real proof of your strength. And let people have their own opinions, because their opinions were never your job to manage. None of this happens overnight. Nobody builds a house in one day. But brick by brick, promise by promise, scary moment by scary moment, you are going to build something that doesn't shake anymore. A version of you that doesn't need the whole room to clap in order to feel like enough. You already are the cup. You just have to stop looking for the water outside when it was inside you the whole time. And once you truly believe that, you'll notice something strange. The people whose approval you used to chase so hard suddenly stop feeling so important. Not because you stopped caring about people, but because you stopped needing them to complete you. If this video helped you see yourself a little differently today, do one thing for me. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.